Welcome, Class 9 students, to an exciting journey into the building blocks of life. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of tissues, specifically focusing on connective tissue. Ever wondered how your bones support you, or how blood flows everywhere? Connective tissues are the unsung heroes. We'll explore various types like blood, lymph, bone, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, areola, and adipose tissue. Get ready to uncover the secrets of how your body stays connected and functional, moving through easy, medium, hard, and hardest levels of understanding. Ready to discover the body's superglue? Let's start with the basics of connective tissues. Connective tissues are literally what hold your body together. Think of them as the versatile builders and connectors of your internal world. They link different parts, provide crucial support, and even help transport essential substances. Unlike other tissues where cells are tightly packed, here, the cells are usually loosely spaced out, floating in a special non-living material called the matrix. This matrix can be anything from a liquid, like in blood, to a solid, like in bone, giving each connective tissue its unique job and properties. So, what exactly do these amazing tissues do? Well, they have multiple hats. Bones provide the framework, giving your body structure and support. Adipose tissue, or fat, not only stores energy but also cushions your organs, protecting them from impact. Blood, a fluid connective tissue, is like the body's internal transport system, carrying oxygen and nutrients everywhere. And then there are ligaments and tendons, which are crucial for movement, binding bones together and connecting muscles to bones. They're everywhere, doing everything. Time to quickly check your understanding with a few questions. First, what is the primary role or main function of connective tissue in our body? Second, can you name at least 2 examples of connective tissues that are primarily responsible for giving structural support? And third, what is the name for the non-living, jelly-like or fluid material in which the cells of connective tissue are embedded? Think about these, and you'll have a good grasp of the basics. Now, let's explore the different types of connective tissues and their specific roles in more detail. Connective tissues are incredibly diverse, each type perfectly adapted for its specific role. We can broadly categorize them. First, the fluid connective tissues, like blood, which circulates life-giving substances, and lymph, vital for our immune system. Then, we have the skeletal connective tissues, such as bone, providing rigid support, and cartilage, offering flexible cushioning. Each of these has specialized cells and a unique matrix, allowing them to perform their distinct functions with remarkable efficiency. They are the hidden architects behind our body's structure and mobility. Delving deeper, let's look at more specific types. Ligaments are tough, elastic bands that connect bones to other bones, ensuring joint stability. Tendons, on the other hand, are strong, inelastic cords that connect muscles to bones, enabling movement. Then there's areolar tissue, a loose, widespread tissue that fills spaces and supports organs, acting like internal packaging material. And finally, adipose tissue, or fat, which not only stores energy but also insulates us and cushions our vital organs. Each type plays a critical, specialized role in maintaining our body's complex functions. Consider the contrast between a ligament and a tendon. Ligaments are elastic, allowing for some stretch at joints, while tendons are strong and largely inelastic, designed to transmit muscle force without stretching significantly. Or think about blood, with its liquid plasma matrix, allowing for rapid transport of gases and nutrients, versus bone, with its hard, mineralized matrix, providing robust protection and support. These examples highlight how the composition of the matrix and the arrangement of cells are perfectly tailored to meet the functional demands of each specific connective tissue. Let's test your knowledge with these medium-level questions. First, can you differentiate between ligaments and tendons by explaining their primary function and elasticity? Second, describe the main components of blood and its crucial role as a connective tissue. Third, tell us where you typically find cartilage in the human body and what its main function is. Fourth, explain how adipose tissue provides both insulation and stores energy. And finally, name the specialized cells found in bone tissue and characterize the nature of its matrix. Ready to analyze the intricate details? Let's uncover the secrets behind connective tissue structure and function. At a harder level, we understand that the extracellular matrix, or ECM, is the true determinant of a connective tissue's properties. This non-living material, secreted by the cells themselves, consists of two main parts, the ground substance and protein fibers. The ground substance is a gel-like material that acts as a medium for diffusion, while the protein fibers provide strength and elasticity. Collagen fibers are like strong ropes, giving tensile strength, while elastic fibers are like rubber bands, allowing for stretch and recoil. Reticular fibers form delicate networks, offering support to soft organs. The specific mix of these components is what makes each connective tissue unique. Let's compare the three main types of cartilage. Hyaline cartilage, the most common type, is smooth and glassy, found in your nose and at the ends of long bones, providing friction-free movement. Elastic cartilage, rich in elastic fibers, is highly flexible, making up your outer ear and epiglottis. Fibrocartilage, on the other hand, is packed with dense collagen fibers, offering immense strength and shock absorption, like in your intervertebral discs. Each type is perfectly adapted to its location and specific mechanical demands, showcasing the incredible specialization within connective tissues. The cellular components of connective tissues are equally specialized. Fibroblasts are the workhorses, constantly producing and maintaining the ECM. Chondrocytes are the cells of cartilage, and osteocytes are the cells of bone, each maintaining their respective matrices. Adipocytes are fat-storing cells, while blood contains a variety of cells for transport and defense. The functional interconnections are profound. Ligaments and tendons exemplify how dense, parallel collagen fibers provide unidirectional strength. Bone and cartilage work in tandem for skeletal support and joint articulation. Even fluid blood integrates all tissues by transporting vital substances and immune cells, highlighting the tissue's fundamental role in systemic biology. Now for some harder questions. First, explain how the extracellular matrix determines the properties of different connective tissues. Second, distinguish between collagen and elastic fibers in terms of their composition, properties, and locations. Third, compare and contrast the three types of cartilage. Fourth, describe how fibroblasts contribute to connective tissue maintenance and repair. Fifth, detail the structural components of bone tissue, relating them to its function. Sixth, why is blood considered a connective tissue despite being fluid? And finally, if someone's ligaments are rigid and tear easily, which ECM component might be abnormal? Alright, future scientists. Brace yourselves as we venture into the deepest layers of connective tissue knowledge. This is where competitive insights and advanced biological principles come to life. At the hardest level, we appreciate that most connective tissues originate from the mesoderm, one of the three primary germ layers in embryonic development. This mesodermal origin gives rise to mesenchymal cells, which are multipotent stem cells. These mesenchymal cells then differentiate into all the specialized connective tissue cells we've discussed: fibroblasts, chondroblasts, osteoblasts, and adipocytes. This common developmental pathway underscores the profound interconnectedness and plasticity of these diverse tissues from their very earliest stages of formation, laying the foundation for the body's entire structural and functional framework. The extracellular matrix, or ECM, is not just a filler, it's a highly organized, dynamic molecular architecture. Beyond collagen and elastin, it contains proteoglycans, which are crucial for forming a hydrated, gel-like structure that resists compression and allows nutrient diffusion. Glycoproteins like fibronectin and laminin mediate cell ECM adhesion, guiding cell migration and organizing the matrix itself. This intricate molecular interplay dictates tissue mechanics, influences cell behavior, and regulates vital signaling pathways, showcasing a complex level of biological engineering. Understanding this molecular blueprint is key to grasping tissue function and developing advanced biomedical solutions. Let's dive into specialized fluid connective tissues. Blood plasma is more than just water. It's a complex solution of proteins, electrolytes, and hormones, vital for maintaining osmotic pressure and transport. The continuous formation of blood cells, known as hematopoiesis, occurs in the bone marrow, where hematopoietic stem cells differentiate into all blood components. The lymphatic system, a parallel circulatory network, collects interstitial fluid, now called lymph, returning it to the blood while filtering it through lymph nodes, where specialized lymphocytes mount immune responses. Bone itself is a dynamic tissue, constantly remodeling through the balanced action of osteoblasts for formation and osteoclasts for resorption, with osteocytes acting as sensory cells guiding this process. Adipose tissue is far more than just fat storage. White adipose tissue, or WAT, is also an active endocrine organ, secreting hormones like leptin and adiponectin that regulate metabolism and satiety. Brown adipose tissue, BAT, specialized for non-shivering thermogenesis, generates heat, particularly crucial in infants. Understanding adipose tissue dysregulation is key to addressing metabolic diseases. Furthermore, connective tissue disorders, like Marfan syndrome, highlight the critical role of ECM proteins. This knowledge is now leveraged in tissue engineering, where biocompatible scaffolds, stem cells, and growth factors are combined to regenerate damaged tissues, offering revolutionary solutions for cartilage, bone, and ligament repair, truly bridging biology with engineering. Now, for the first part of your hardest level questions. 1. Trace the embryonic origin of connective tissue cells and the role of mesenchymal cells. 2. Detail the molecular composition of the ECM, focusing on proteoglycans and glycoproteins. 3. Beyond transport, discuss blood plasma proteins and hematopoiesis. 4. Describe bone remodeling, identifying key cell types and osteocyte contributions. And 5. Compare white and brown adipose tissue functions and characteristics. Continuing with the second part of your hardest questions. 6. Explain how bone's hierarchical structure contributes to its mechanical properties, providing an engineering insight. 7. Discuss a genetic connective tissue disorder and its impact. 8. How does the lymphatic system contribute to fluid balance and immune defense? 9. Explain how tissue engineering applies knowledge of connective tissue components for repair. And 10. Predict the consequences of inhibiting glycosaminoglycan synthesis on cartilage and other connective tissues. Good luck! And that wraps up a deep dive into connective tissues. From the basic glue that holds us together to the intricate molecular architecture and the future of regenerative medicine, we've explored how these vital tissues shape our existence. For more such comprehensive and engaging content, make sure to visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button to stay updated with all our latest educational journeys. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep connecting with knowledge.